we're going to be going over our intermediate techniques. So what we need from our intermediates is you need to be able to know and do all of the back mount techniques from the beginner ranks, all right? Also, we need to add on a couple of things. So as George does his armbar to me, if you're an intermediate, I want you to be able to escape that armbar as they're kind of going into the armbar, right? So as George moves his seatbelt over and he starts to swing his leg, right, what I'm gonna do, right, is I'm gonna grab this bicep, okay, and come under, like this, okay? Now, as he does this, if he's already got the leg here, it may be difficult, right? Now, yeah, you can grab the gi and stuff, but we want to be able to do this no gi, right? You can grab here, you can do this, but the best one is if I can stop his leg from getting over my face, okay? So as he is going for that arm bar, he goes over, right? I'm grabbing my bicep so he can't straighten my arm, okay? I'm pulling this over and putting it under my head and scooting there. Now I'm gonna needle thread into guard, just like we saw with our beginner stuff. Here. And I'm pushing his biceps away as I do that, so he can't grab me and pull me down. Then I can start posturing, okay? So one more time for what we're adding on. So beginners are doing the arm bar, so we're intermediates and advanced, right? As he does the arm bar, right, I stop that leg. As it's getting in, I want to scoot on it. I like to scoot twice because I got a lot of weight on it now. And look, his biceps there and his biceps there. I come inside and needle thread, okay? Now, also, we want all of our ranks to be able to do the rear naked choke. Remember, naked means without the gi. Just across my neck. Now, a mistake that happens for beginners is how they do the rear naked choke. They do this. Okay, so do that, George. Kind of pull that. See, he's got to pull that arm out. And if he has his arm here, I can grab it. I can move it over. I can fall on it. And needle thread. Okay, so one more time. He makes the mistake when he comes from the seat belt. And I'm able to grab it and fall on it. But what if he doesn't make the mistake? Can this still work? So go ahead and do the proper rear naked choke. He makes the V. He's here. Now, you don't want to poke your buddy in the face. I think I just did that to George. And I'm trying to grab and pull his hand down. This is difficult. You don't want to have to rely on it. But it can work, and I have used it. Okay, so as he's here, getting behind my head, I'm pulling it out, right? So that is a way to do it. We want you to just be able to not get choked and end up in the guard, right? So you kind of see that there's a theme here where we're escaping the back, and we're going into their guard position, okay? So be able to stop the rear naked choke as it's happening and stop the arm bar as it's happening and escape into their guard so you can pass, just like we saw with our beginner back mount escape. All right, everybody, so this is gonna be our intermediate way that we're gonna take the back, okay? So there's a couple of ways in the curriculum that you're gonna see that you can take someone's back. The first one we're gonna teach you is from turtle. So George is in the turtle position, right? Sometimes when we were doing turtle this last cycle, I saw people get behind their buddy when they were doing sprawl and spin. He's still in turtle, but for this cycle, we want to be sure that we're beside them, okay? So you see my leg is out here. It's like an outrigger on a big piece of machinery. Keeps it from tipping over, okay? And then I'm right next to him. We're about hip to hip or belt to belt, okay? Now I'm going to do essentially a snaky move. Okay, so I'm gonna put my hand on the mat. I'm gonna put this knee in, and I'm gonna pull him as I snaky move. And this is what we call setting the bottom hook. On this particular way we take the back, we're gonna set the bottom hook first. And I set the top hook, and I secure my seatbelt. So very simple. Let's watch that again. Here, I'm going to switch my knees. And as I pull his hip, I'm going to kind of push his elbow because he's putting weight on his knees and elbows to hold this position. Here, put that hook in when this happens. We'll show you later, and as you work your way through the curriculum, you'll see that sometimes you can't get this. There's still a way that we can take the back, and we'll show that in a different video, okay? But here, we're setting the bottom hook first, then the top hook, then the seat belt. One more time. Simple, okay? So, remember, there's gonna be things that we can do if we can't get the bottom hook in, but that's gonna be what we want our intermediates to know for your back take. All right, everybody, we're gonna be escaping the back. Our beginners and even our intermediates have seen you can escape the back and you can go into your partner's guard so you can pass. That is a way to get out. In this video, we're gonna go over how to get out and put your partner in side control or side mount position, okay? Now we wanna trap this underhook like I was talking about. All we need to do is pinch down with our lat. We're not gonna grab the sleeve. You can do that in the BJJ program, like we would teach you that, right? But here we're just gonna go there and we're gonna grab his hand, okay? Not his arm, not above his wrist, his hand. So if he's got his hands together for the seat belt, we're gonna grab one of those hands and we're gonna pinch, and it kind of lessened his grip when we did that. So be sure you grab the hand. Now, a lot of times I see people making the mistake of just falling on their side, and we do fall on our side when we do the one where we go back into their guard. But here, if I fall on my side, I can't really get out if George keeps a good hook here, right? So I don't wanna fall on my side on this one. I wanna fall with my belly button, my hips, facing the ceiling, not facing sideways, not facing the wall, okay? So here, hand, pinch the underhook. I'm gonna think about putting my head on the mat. And you saw when I did that, whoop, he lost his hook, okay? Now, at this point, if he holds the seatbelt, it's gonna be a problem, okay? So kind of hold your seatbelt a little bit, George. I got your hand, so that's kind of affecting it, so be sure you grab the hand, okay? Now I'm gonna expand by looking back here, okay? So I go, okay, so if he's here, grab the hand, pinch down, and I'm looking back like this, and that makes my chest come out, and that breaks the seatbelt. Miss Cora likes to call this the crab walk. So you want to be sure you're walking, and I scoot back, and then we just want to put him in side control. Your arm might be here, it might even be under the head. You can put it in your favorite spot. We just want to be sure you get out and get into side control. So let's watch how to break that seatbelt and get out of the hooks again. Trap the underhook, trap the hand, put your head on the floor, and already his hook is out. If his hook is still in, a lot of times you can do this. A lot of times you might also, right, do that. Okay, you can use your hand, but you just don't want to get choked. So be careful if you're rolling and you do something like that, okay? So here, break. Crab walk. Watch, I'm on him. I'm not on the mat, except with my feet. Side mount position. Okay, so very similar to what we've seen with some of our other escapes, right? So, crab walk your way out. You're gonna just be adding that on, right? So when we're done working on this stuff, and after our next testing, you're gonna know a lot about how to get out of the back and how to use submissions from there. So think about how some of these techniques tie together, okay?